So we're going to be trying out something a little bit different over the next few weeks. I'm going to be trying out some Pokemon you don't see too often, but I think have some potential for my own amusement, among other things. And today we'll be looking at Dugtrio, which I featured on the channel before on another team months back, but I never actually brought to any games because it was holding a choice scarf and had the wrong ability. So Dugtrio is back again with the Arena Trap ability, and this is what I think has real potential. So for those of you who don't know, Arena Trap is very similar to Gothitel's Shadow Tag ability. The difference being that Arena Trap's slightly worse because it doesn't trap flying or levitating Pokemon, so it's not as good. We've seen Gothitelle have some decent success in recent tournaments, but we're going to give Dugtrio a go. Can Dugtrio perform better than Gothitelle? We're going to find out. Obviously, very different Pokemon, and you can see the sets we've got on the screen for this particular team. I've synergized it with Solgaleo for a nice fast bulldoze. We've got the Sucker Punch as well to help threaten Calyrex Shadow Rider, which of course threatens Solgaleo. And yeah, for the final move, I've had a high horsepower before, which is decent because it outputs decent damage. But the team is a little bit weak to Yveltal, and could add things like Play Rough to Mimikyu, could add other items like Life Orb onto Thundurus and output some extra damage. But it's still a bit of a problem, Yveltal. So it's not perfect by any means, but I think this team is decent enough. We'll see how we get on. Oh, and also we have the rental code. I don't know how long the rental will be around for, because I do have other variations of this team without Dugtrio, which I'll also be featuring, but the Poképaste will be down below in the description. So if the rental is no longer up by the time you see this, check out the paste. We have an opponent. It's Mirror B from Pokemon Colosseum game, I believe. I didn't really play it myself much. I know a little bit about it, but anyway. So this is a Groudon Charizard team, and this is where Arena Trap is unfortunately not great because, as I mentioned, can't trap the Charizard, which is a little bit annoying. But this team does not have a Gastrodon. So assuming they lead Groudon Charizard, which they may not, but assuming they do, they don't have a... I mean, they have the Rillaboom switch into electric moves, into the Charizard slot. But they don't have anything to switch. Yeah, the fact they don't have Gastrodon means that they can't suck in our water moves. So we're gonna lead Dugtrio, I think, to start with. I mean, we might see the Mienshao in lead, of course, but we're gonna lead Dugtrio. We're gonna go with Thundurus, and it's gonna be Solgaleo, Kyogre in the back. I actually think that we might see them lead their Solgaleo to stop us getting Trick Room up. They want to smash Reshiram and Mimikyu. How am I not bringing in Incineroar to this game as well? It's quite criminal, actually. But we're not going to. We're going to do this. Yeah, certainly the kind of game where I'd prefer it to be a best of 3, but it's not. It's Battle Spot, so that's not a valid criticism, I guess. I'm just going to have to win. What do we think the lead? I think it's going to be Solgaleo. Solgaleo Mienshao. Nope, Groudon Rillaboom. I wasn't going to guess that one. I can tell you that much. Okay, so some cool things we can do with this Thundurus. For starters, we can hit the Groudon for super effective damage with Grass Knot. I think that's what we're going to start with. Of course, we're going to be protecting. Do I want to max? I kind of do. No, I don't. We're going to bring in Solgaleo now, because they want the Thundurus gone, right? Because they've 100% got Charizard. So we're going to bring in Solgaleo. I expect them maybe to max the Groudon and go for Rock Move into that slot. I mean, they're not going for the Precipice Blades. The worst case scenario would be if they go for the Swords Dance. Once you fake out. A little bulk up. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Okay. Well. That makes things a little bit awkward. Yeah, if we'd have maxed there and just gone for our grass move, that would have been quite nice, but we didn't do that. I think we go for it. We get our bulldoze off. Go for our Steel Spike. I'm kind of happy just to go after Rillaboom here. Thinking about what we have in the back with our Kyogre. I think we might just see a Grassy Glide plus Precipice Blades to get rid of our Dugtrio. Which wouldn't be ideal, but again, it is what it is. So we'll see. Yeah, there's no Dynamax. And I think it is going to be exactly what we said. So the grassy terrain helping to weaken our bulldoze even further. It's not taking too much damage. Lowering the speed as well, super useful. And yeah, this is what I mean. I think Dugtrio is a genuinely good partner for Solgaleo. And that Sucker Punch isn't to be ignored either. They just bulk up again, so they're opting not to knock out our Dugtrio when they had the chance. Which I'm fine with, because they need to boost up with Charizard. They need to up their speed with Charizard, because they've got lower speed at the moment. Otherwise, our Kyogre's just going to come in and heavily threaten the Groudon. And again, we're seeing the Arena Trap come into play here. Don't want to get too ahead of myself though, because we've only knocked out one Pokemon. They haven't Dynamaxed yet. I'm talking like we've sewn up the game, and I know what's going to happen from here. Yeah, see, this is going to make things pretty rough actually with the opposing Solgaleo. Makes me wonder if they don't have the Charizard, to be honest. Could be a Trick Room as well. It really could be. I think that's what it is. I think it is a Trick Room. That's coming my way. If it's not, then we might be in some trouble. It should be it's not going to be a Protect on the Dugtrio, just because I want to get as much damage off as possible. Although in hindsight, again, the grassy terrain, I might as well just protected. They actually maxed the Groudon, okay, which I'm very happy to see. So I'm glad that I didn't protect them, because we do get a little bit chip. What am I saying? Getting nervous. We do get a little bit of chip damage, which is useful. We do activate the weakness policy and potential speed ties, but we do move first. Yeah, I wasn't willing to let them get Trick Room up. No way. Because I think that's what they were going for. The fact they've Dynamaxed the Groudon and sitting at a lower speed. So Max Quake comes out. It's scary though, because they are boosting up their Groudon. That almost knocks out. They are boosting up their Groudon to the point where it's got the defense boost. It's got a special defense boost as well now. Something to bear in mind for sure. It's quite a nice strategy for my opponent. You can see everything kind of coming together for them with their leftovers and their grassy terrain and their bulk up. And it's Mienshao in the back, which leads me to believe we could see a wide guard. Also leads me to believe that that might have Feint. So I'm gonna Rock Tomb. I'm gonna Rock Tomb into the Mienshao. Of course, you could expect the Fake Out to come out, or they might go for the close combat into Solgaleo. So the Rock Tomb will lower their speed. Stop that from happening. Go for the wide guard. That's also why we didn't bulldoze. So this is really nice, because this means that we should get rid of the Mienshao here. No way was that. Yeah. Okay, great. They didn't even bring the Charizard, which I'm quite surprised by. Usually Charizard players just bring the Charizard, right? You could have 6 water types, they'll still bring the Charizard usually. So yeah, just boosting up, but I think from this point, there's not much my opponent can do, to be honest. Still scary for sure, but we've got some damage coming onto the field now. We'll just get Kyogre and we'll just start water spouting. Of course, could still lose this very easily. Fishing for a burn's not a bad idea either, but I don't think we're going to do that. I could get cheeky here, because they're at +2. We're going to get cheeky. We're actually going to switch Thundurus in. We could lose the game if they read that and go for the max Rockfall. I'm not happy protecting, so I want to get a full power Water Spout off. Maybe that would have been the better play, but we'll see. Okay, so they do just max Quake. Perfect. That worked out quite nicely. So a bit of a risky play. A few things we could have done there, but I certainly wasn't comfortable just attacking flat out with Koga. And it should be all sewn up from here. We'll just keep bulldozing. Weather Ball as well. And yeah, really happy. You can see what Dugtrio's role is. It's not been removed from the field yet, and it's been pretty pivotal in stopping my opponent from being able to switch, lowering speeds. I'm just going all in with a bulk up. Again, too little, too late. We're gonna have to sit through some animations with leftovers and stuff. I'm just gonna keep doing the same thing. Might even see a Protect come out to try and stall out the rain. We don't. That is an incredibly slow Groudon. I think maybe now they Rock Slide, pick up the double KO. Yep, there we go. And then it's going to be sewn up, because even though we are not max speed Kyogre, I have the feeling we will probably outspeed the Groudon at this point, considering it's got, I think, 4 or 5 speed drops. Yep, -5 on the speed. Good luck surviving this. Yeah, why not? Why not? So again, you can see just what Dugtrio has been doing, on what Dugtrio is doing on the team. It does fulfill a role. The only problem with Dugtrio is that it's not, obviously it's not really an offensive threat, so it's not like it can't be played around. Going for the double. Not like it can't be played around. Sometimes it can feel like dead weight. You've got to know when to bring it and when not to bring it. That's what I've learned. Also, we're running Sucker Punch, as I mentioned, still with the Calyrex, Shadow Rider, but nowadays more and more are running things like Will-O-Wisp, so it can be a bit difficult to actually get the job done with that. Anyway, GG's my opponent, well played. Let's get on to the next one. We have an opponent, it's Mike. Mike from the pub. This is a tough matchup. So the Gastrodon is a bit of an issue, but the good news is no one expects the grass move coming out from Thundurus. What could be an issue though is Grimmsnarl for sure. Setting up screens and the like. So I think for this one, we're going to lead Mimikyu and Dugtrio with I think it's going to be Thundurus and Solgaleo in the back. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, yeah. I'm happy with that. We're not going to see the Incineroar today. I don't really want to lead it against this team. I don't really want to lead it into the Thundurus. Yeah, I'm happy with this lead. This, again, it's experimental. We'll see how it goes. I think this is another good reason for running the... Actually, no, it's not that great. I was going to say a good reason for running Rock Tomb, because we can lower the speed of the Thundurus. So we can burn it, but we're just going to give it a Defiant Boost anyway. So, disregard that. As I said, it's all practice at this stage to see what we can and can't do, and if we can improve it from there. Thundurus lead. Nope. Reshiram Snarl. Makes sense actually, yeah, again they want to blow up Mimikyu, stop us getting Trick Room up. Can I get away with attacking? I'm not gonna do it now. Just in case they have Fake Out. And we'll taunt the Grimmsnarl. So they're gonna Dynamax. Surprise, surprise. And I imagine that's going to be a Max Flare into Mimikyu. This is going to be a scary team to go up against. They're going to get a screen up. I'm sure they're going to get a screen up. Yeah, they do. So they get Reflect Up, which is the screen you want. Got to be into Mimikyu. Yeah, it is safe. Yep, stops any. Oh, and we survive as well. That's actually not ideal. I kind of wanted to not survive that, if I'm honest. But it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, this is a bit of a problem though. This is a problem with that particular lead. Mimikyu's got a bit of bulk to it. If it doesn't get knocked out, then we end up in this situation. Well, they can't knock out both of my Pokemon. I can tell you that much. So we should still be able to get our weakness policy off on the subsequent turn. So that's going into Dugtrio, I imagine. Yeah. So I wonder if they've double Dugtrio to break the trap. Critical hit. Dugtrio is definitely only taking about 50% from that otherwise. Yeah, this is where Play Rough will be decent on Mimikyu instead of the Will-O-Wisp. So they don't double. Oh no, this is even worse. Of course, they just break out Disguise, so they can. Oh yeah, good. Yeah, glad they added that mechanic in that Mimikyu takes some damage when that happens now. Okay, so yeah, things are gonna get tricky because I want the Grimmsnarl gone before the taunt ends, but I think the play here is probably to protect. Do I think it's Assault Vest? I think it probably is. Or do I just go in? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. We're just gonna go in. I don't think this is gonna knock out. The alternative was to just double protect, but then we risk losing. We either lose Dugtrio there, or we take loads of damage onto Solgaleo through the protect. So we're just gonna go in. Get our weakness policy, get a tiny bit of extra damage on Reshiram, get the special defense boost, and hope that we can either knock out or just survive, just flat out survive the incoming move. It's nowhere near enough. Nowhere near. That is bulky. I mean, I'm 99.9% sure that is Assault Vest. Not from the damage calculation. That is not the right move. Not from the damage calculation, of course. But I mean, if they're running Assault Vest, they're going to have natural bulk anyway, which would make sense as to why that didn't do too much damage. I disagree with that play, but I'm the one on the back foot. So what can I say? Now, it's also a bit awkward. Another thing that I didn't take into consideration in team preview for this game, which I should have, the fact that we have Thunder on Thundurus. We did not bring Kyogre. Okay, so honestly, I kind of want Grimmsnarl gone because I feel like it's going to have Iron Ball or something, or it's going to start Thunder Waving me. At the same time, I can't afford to ignore it though. I can't afford to ignore the Reshiram. We're going to go into the Reshiram. Okay, they switch Grimmsnarl out into Rillaboom, I believe. What a play. Oh, almost. Yeah, my opponents just allowed us to get. I mean, that was not the play. That was not the play at all. Of course, you know, they had every right to think that an electric move was coming to that slot, but I wasn't going to risk the 50% accuracy. So I just look like a genius from their end right now. So it's got to be Zacian in the back, right? There's no way it's anything else, which is very good, very, very, very good, because we're facing down 3. Yeah, that's a Zacian. We're facing down 3 physical Pokemon. I mean, from here they need to fake out the Thundurus. If they have Substitute, that would be quite annoying. Yeah, I'm just going to double the Zacian. I could get rid of the Grimmsnarl here, but get rid of the Rillaboom here, but I don't want to give the free switch into Grimmsnarl. They might have they might have high horsepower. It is Substitute. That was the other thing that I didn't want to be messing around with. Potential substitutes. They can keep their Rillaboom. I'm not interested. Why would I be? If you look at the Pokemon we've got, why would I be interested in the Rillaboom? We get our defense boost, which is going to be really handy. Unfortunately, the sunlight fades, so no more fire-type weather balls, but we do have a 70% accurate Thunder. I think my opponent might just start protecting and substituting with Zacian, which would be annoying. But what can you do? We're going to go for the Thunder into that slot. We're going to protect, because I would like to stall out the grassy terrain as well. Because I think, oh, actually, so I wonder if they're protecting. They are, okay. Do they have Fake Out and Grimmsnarl? I don't think they do, but you never know. So it's good of them to actually keep the Grimmsnarl around, so they could be weakening out Earthquake as well. I think that's why they made the play they did. Still going to be very, very annoying to deal with though, this Zacian. Do they switch Rillaboom in now? I wonder. We're not going to go for the Earthquake. Just in case they do switch Rillaboom in, then if we hit the Thunder on it, that will take it down and we'll get the Sunsteel Strike into Grimmsnarl, and the Sunsteel Strike's threatening big damage on Zacian anyway. So I think this is the correct play. Light screen, so we might just see the substitute then. Note Sacred Sword. So an Earthquake would have just won the game there. We hit the Thunder as well. So this game has been a really good example of probably not what to do with this team. But at the same time, showing what the team can do. And we knock out through the Reflect as well. So we're actually doing really well, considering the screens have gone up. I can't see us losing this one now. We've done really well to pull this one back. I think my opponent misplayed a little bit with the Max Wormwind earlier on. But again, I've said it before, I'll say it again. You never know what people are thinking. What may seem, this is what I always bear in mind, what may seem kind of nonsensical to you as a player, or to me, isn't necessarily the case. You know, people often have logic to what they're doing, and I'm sure that was the case there as well. So we just go for our Protect, because we're expecting the Fake Out. They'll probably read into it and go into Thundurus, but at this point, they do have Thunder Wave. That was what I didn't want to be dealing with earlier. We get the neutral Weather Ball, which, even if that's Assault Vestige, which I don't believe it is. Oh yeah, of course, they got the light screen up as well, so they do survive. Yeah, if they're gonna pull it back, this is one way that they're gonna do that. That should have been a Dark Pulse in hindsight, but even that might not have knocked out. I mean, we should be fine. Because we got those defense boosts, unless we get crit, and my opponent just forfeits. So really good game to my opponent, unlucky. And sorry guys, I've waffled a little bit just to kind of fill the air on this one. But you can see what Dugtrio's there to do. It does do a job. I think it's a really interesting Pokemon. Whether or not it's top tier, or has the potential to be top tier, I'm not so sure about. Is there anything Dugtrio did that Gothitelle can't do? Yeah, lots, with all that speed control. Of course, Gothitelle has Trick Room. But it was really pivotal for us, actually. All of that speed control was really great, especially in the first game. So, let me know what you think about Dugtrio, and if there's any other partners you'd put for it. There are a ton of partners that you can put next to Dugtrio. We'll probably feature the team again, with or without Dugtrio, because there are a couple of other Pokemon I've got my eye on that fit onto this particular team alongside Solgaleo. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully I'll catch you in the next one.